college football. The more things you do, the more valuable you are.
Absolutely. So Papago with a nice touchdown run. So they'll get set to kick it away. We'll see the special teams of both teams again. We'll see Cameron. Well, we may not see Beard because he did not have the opening kickoff. We'll see who's actually going to handle the primary kickoff.
You got Javon Scott and I believe Jordan Creer back deep for the Mustangs.
Jeremiah Garcia out of Casa Grande will be the kicker. And you see that on occasion. The guy who kicks the extra points and field goals is not the young man who handles the kickoffs. Gets his foot into it. It is returnable. And indeed, the Mustangs will try to bring it out. And that play will end just shy of the 30-yard line.
I believe that's number 21 that carried the ball, didn't it?
Ian Porter.
From Prescott.
Absolutely.
Is it Prescott or Prescott? Never know.
Prescott.
You got the Mustangs coming, getting a play from the sideline from Ziegler. Going to right play. First and 10 from the third right hash.
Glad you guys could join us. As indeed, we've had some. The Valley has really wreaked havoc. Levels of fall, and it's been a tough start as well. And there is the pass, but that's only going to go for a few yards.
Pass to Javon Scott.
Mm-hmm.
He motioned backfield. It's a little free. The ball out, kicked by the defender.
And because of Mother Nature, the scoreboard is out for probably the first half. Hopefully, half number two we can get. Last Cape one man, and the toss is going to be incomplete. As the Pumas, they're trying to get after him.
Linebacker come up late for a blitz, and Lazenby did a good job of just shucking him off. And then, but number 18 up, chased him down and pressured it.
He did. Now we'll see what the Mustangs do here on third down. Javen Thompson comes back in. He's in the backfield with Lazenby. C.J. Anderson split out of your
trips up top of the wide side of the field.
The lefty escapes some trouble. Being chased, he's going to tuck it right to that first down, and I believe it does.
Yeah, just got it.
The time actually being kept on the field, so we actually don't know how much time is left. We are in the first quarter, 6-0 Papago. Touchdown run by the Pumas. Extra point was missed. Got his hands all over Cunningham and said, no, 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 you are not getting in on my watch.
Well, I think that was all Josh Walker pushing that center and that guard back.
The
from,
push definitely happened.
Big old sophomore.
And the wrapping by Holmes.
Yeah.
Team effort.
Great job. Great job. Great team defense. Keeping him out of there. We got somebody down, unfortunately.
And one of the Pumas is down. And you hate to see this. We've seen this all too often so far this year. Helmet is off, and he definitely needs some attention, that's for sure.
Trainer's walking out there. Yep.
And that's the center, Aiden Jimenez.
Yep. Kid from
6'1",
Utah.
270. And then we get a look at the Pumas basically huddling up, figuring out this is actually a timeout that they probably didn't want to have because of the injury. And they're trying to figure out, hey, are we going to go for it? Do we want the kicker in? I think in a scenario like this, you go for it.
4th and 3?
4th and 3, I think I probably would.
If you kick it, you get 9. That's 2 scores.
Right. In a weather scenario like this, it's not a bad thought. But here's the thing. The kick game so far, Papago, has not been the regularity. Yes.
Yeah, you're right. That's a good point.
So Pumas, they got what they plan on doing.
Out there to you.
Correct.
Quarterback's coming in.
It'll be Cunningham and his big offensive line. Wilson, he's been a main. We saw him in on a couple of plays.
Right. Quarterback is out there. I saw the wrong number come off the sideline. Little tight bunch up top. It'll be interesting. Run, keep that offense gelling a little bit. Keep control of the football. Get down there. They could have a lead on this if they drive it. 97 yards.
So the Mustangs coming back out. They've got a field ahead of them, but the defense did with a supposed big time stop by Madowski Mustangs.
Yeah, it's impressive. They got fresh leg front, 7 now, defensive end. So 44 nose guard, 42 or 41 over the other defensive end.
The one thing the Mustangs will have to be careful about is the safety. We have seen the Pumas a lot of their game.
They're going to
Lazenby, hands up. And the Mustangs in breathing room as that was Javon Thompson. Andre Puente with so he is done. He's got his hands up. He's not happy with how the Pumas lined up. And Coach, you and I talked about special teams, how big that is.
It's the biggest game changer of anything. I mean, I know you can throw a bomb and score some points or a turnover, but I'm telling you, the special teams are the most underrated momentum.
That's right.
In a football game. They're
So
covering
now,
the guy this time.
Now it looks like Teddy Harris will move up to his 50. Big field position flip potentially.
I think
this is J.J. Dickerson back to punt. High punt.
Snap.
Gets it off. Good
Boomer.
punt.
That's a boomer.
Real good punt. And Harris is going to field it. He is going to be trapped. And he is brought down by several Maricopa Mustangs.
Yep, you had number 22 down there.
And Dom Brister as well.
And Christensen was down there. You had four Mustangs down there ready to make the tackle.
Great coverage.
Yeah.
Great coverage.
Yeah, really good coverage. Boy, they changed that field position in a hurry.
Yeah, we talked about field position flip. Well, it didn't flip the way we kind of anticipated.
What punt was that? Was that a 50?
I'm trying to do that math. Let's say they were on the were they on the 7?
They were on the 7-yard line.
And now they're at the 25. So that's 25 and 42. 69-yard punt.
And then he returned it a little bit.
67-yard punt, yeah.
Yeah. Close to a 70-yard punt. And it was high too. That's why you had the coverage you had.
A high snap indeed. So Cunningham is in the backfield. He's a QB with Reezy Schenk as the running back. Hand off to Schenk, who finds a lane, but he'll gain about 3.
Interesting.
If that.
They're running a 4-man front now. They've got they had a 6-man defensive front, but now it's a 7-man front, and Pumas electing to run against that because they're still running trips over here on the short side of the field. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Clock continues to tick. The lightning continues to stay in the background. We do see streaks of it every now and then.
Yeah, 4-man front, 2 linebacker set.
QB tosses to Harris, and he is going to be brought down by a couple of Mustangs. Leading the way is Andrew Palacios on that tackle.
Little freeze pass to the wide receiver out there. But I'll tell you what, the angles by the Mustangs was outstanding. You had 2 people going outside digit, 2 people going inside digit. Great job by the Mustang defense. I think they're stepping up, playing some pretty good football so far tonight.
They are. Figure with the exception of just that one run, it's
Right.
a scoreless game.
And the bomb.
And the bomb, yes, which didn't result into anything.
Right. Yeah, you got a 4-man front, 2 big linemen up in this side, 2 defense stand-up ends getting ready to hustle.
Line to gain is at 36. Cunningham tucks it, runs down the sideline, 45, 46, and he'll get out to about the 47-yard line.
They tackle him inbounds, so the clock's still running. I don't know how much time's left.
Great replay right here as we'll see him elude a tackler.
And I think those linebackers that aren't stunting are kind of spying the QB, but 18 was able to make number 42 miss.
Sorry.
Shank and Cunningham.
That linebacker, Maui Uatufu. Hope I said that right.
I think you did. Quick toss, Harris around left end, and he's pushed out of bounds. Clock continues to run. And Papago truly has a dual threat in their quarterback.
And they're not afraid to use a couple of them. I wonder why they didn't start with him.
Don't know. That is definitely a mystery question. Cameron Beard, the quarterback, was the starter for this game for the Pumas.
Jaden Cunningham's he's the bounce back from Youngstown State, correct?
I believe so. Yes, he is. He tosses it way downfield, and it is out of the reach of Terrence Stevens.
Little extracurricular activity going on between the DB and wide receiver. I wasn't sure if they're going to call that. You had the sideline over here asking for a flag, but I think it might have been too far over his head. Good call, or non-call by the referee, I think.
And I'm looking at Nigerius Mills, the left tackle, number 70 for Papago. I'm just looking at how big he is. 6'5", 325. This is his second year in the HJCAC, so hopefully he is garnering some interest. He definitely has the size, that's for sure.
Out of Las Vegas.
And here come the Mustangs, and they're led by Justin Holmes, who has had himself a fantastic game.
Well, we just jinxed that tackle, unfortunately.
We did.
Nine just outran him around the corner.
Yes.
For the big sack. 4th and 22.
A lot, yes.
Yeah. What do you call on your play list for that one?
I think you got to call a punt.
Yeah, good point. Well, it's going to be 4th and 10.
So the referee's huddling up.
Number 9 and number 70 were having words right there. 9 was underneath 70's chin, looked good straight up. Had something to say. I'm not quite sure what it was. They didn't look like they were mad at each other.
So a little indecisiveness right now on seemingly everything. Glad you guys could join us as the skies are clear now. A couple hours ago, well, we've got a big-time penalty is that going to result in a first down?
Wonder what it was.
Wow, the Pumas are going to get a major break right here.
That's
it
big.
looks like it's more than 15 yards. Wow.
I wonder
Whatever
what
it
happened.
was is a major infraction as they're down at the Maricopa 36-yard line now.
That was a 20-some yard penalty.
Yes.
Were there 2 of them?
Possibly. So any thoughts of a punt have now been erased.
Yeah.
Cunningham under center.
Under center.
Stevens in motion. Handoff to Stevens, and he collides with his running back, and that is a tackle for loss. Dylan Brown out of Cactus Shadows High School made the hit for the Mustangs.
They knew that was coming.
Mm-hmm.
They were in the backfield right when the ball got handed off. Almost took the ball away from the QB as the ball was being handed off. I wonder if that's something has to do with the quarterback underneath center.
Possibly, yes.
And with that, because we haven't seen that all night tonight.
That's correct. It looks like there'll be a timeout on the field.
It must be getting close to time being out for the quarter.
Yes. 6-0 Papago. They scored on a Demetrius Wilson touchdown run, 40 yards plus.
Okay, so right now,
Extra point was missed, and that's how we have the 6.
you keep them out of the end zone. If you give up a field goal, it's still a win for the defense, I think.
It is.
All depends on how much faith they've got in their kicker. The Papago Pumas having their kicker, but
Yes.
that's a little iffy.
That's been dicey
this time
tonight.
around, yeah.
So it'll be second and about 17. And again, we don't have the time here in the booth. It is being kept on the field.
Got trips up top.
Cunningham back in shotgun. He gets rid of it. Harris bobbles it, and now he is brought down hard by the Mustangs. On that tackle, I believe, was Isel Stevens out of La Jolla High School.
Yeah, big number 70, 78, 75 out here. They're going to run a little jailbreak screen to the wide receiver. Let that tackle center all the way to the tackle pop, and then pull out. Receiver should catch the football and then run up the seam. But they just never able to get. He batted the football like it was a volleyball.
Correct.
Then caught it and gave the defenders time enough to get to him.
Third down, they're at the 46-yard line. Third and a bunch. Cunningham has some time. He's got some legs as well. His toss is going to be batted away. Solid defensive play by Dom Brister, and that will bring up a 4th down for the Papago Pumas.
Maricopa was in a cover 4 look, quarters, and then the 3 linebackers also dropped to take care of the shallow routes, and that's who batted that ball out, was one of the linebackers. Dropping
Indeed,
in the
Dom
shallow.
Brister, yep.
Good for them.
And this will be Javon Scott dropping back.
He's not very deep.
No, he's not.
About 30 yards deep right now. I'd get on the 10. If it goes over my head, I'd signal like I was going to catch it and let it bounce. But I'd get on the 10.
And doing the punting, Jeremiah Garcia. Garcia gets the snap, and he gets the punt off. Scott will let the ball bounce, and it's going to take a bounce, and it touched him.
It touched him.
And it's still loose. Whose ball? It's going to be Mustang's ball.
Oh, my goodness.
Ultimately recovered, indeed, by Scott, but way back at his 2-yard line.
He was trying to run away from it, and he ends up kicking it right there.
Wow, the ball squibbed around, and again, that turf is wet. It's playing well, but the
Yeah,
turf
you're right.
is wet. And
But who
Scott
got it right there? Was
he
that
got his
Javon?
own muff.
Okay, good for him. That's what you needed to do. Wonder how much time's left.
Yeah, that is
That'd be
a
important
great
right
question. This is where time is truly of the essence,
Yep.
not knowing what the time is, and that goes into team strategy.
Well, I'm sure the coaches are being told
They're
how much
yes.
time's left. I'm sure of that. Because that all depends on what you're running.
So now Maricopa again has to be aware of a safety possibility.
Quarterback gun or an underneath center? He's in gun.
He's going in the gun.
Two back set, so you got max protection.
Ball is snapped, handoff to the running back. He gets out of his own end zone, and even though he's pulled back into the zone, forward progress will still keep him at about the 2-yard line.
That's the exact same formation and the exact same play they ran last time they were coming out of the 5-yard line. But that one went for about 8 yards.
Mm-hmm.
This one went for 2. So Papago kind of saw that.
Papago will take a timeout.
Yeah, there's not much time left in this quarter.
Correct. So we'll see if these timeouts kind of, when I say are worth it, if they can turn that into something. For the Mustangs, obviously they want to get out of the shadow of their own end zone, so to speak. Everybody taking a timeout, so to speak, and there we see the Pumas discussing their defensive strategy. They really want to take advantage of, again, we don't know how much time is left, but they want to pin the Mustangs back.
And Coach Strother's talking to his team. He's the D coordinator, I believe, isn't he?
Yep. Yes, he is.
So he's talking to them about what they need to run here. He's been their D coordinator. Was this year 3 for him being the D coordinator?
Yes, he's been there a bit, as they are technically the defending champions. They won it all in the HJCAC a year ago. 3-3 so far this year. But then again, it seems like everybody's in a tie for first. Doesn't seem like one team is over the top dominant from what we've seen.
Right, they're all within 1 to 2 games
Correct.
of each other, and they're playing each other twice. So
and some
plenty to
forfeits
happen.
have had some stuff to do with it, so we haven't seen true field play. Lazenby fires that deep, and it was almost intercepted, but it will go as an incomplete pass.
He threw it deep, but it was underneath. Threw it underneath a little bit, and the wide receiver had to play some defense. He actually stopped and kind of batted the ball down from that defender's hands.
Israel Mondragon actually was the defender on the play.
Now, the only problem with that is you took absolutely no time off the clock.
Correct. Papago didn't have to call a timeout. You're right.
So now it's 3rd and 8. You got to get the first or decide if you want to punt.
And there's a snap, and that's going to be stopped for minimal gain.
About a yard.
Pumas are trying to signal safety, but it is not.
Loss of a yard.
Mm-hmm.
So we got a timeout called, I'm sure, by Papago.
Absolutely.
Hmm.
So, yeah, Maricopa will be forced to come up with a really good punt. Got to get out of their end zone. A lot of this game has been played on this inside the 10.
Yep, sure have. The Mustang and Papago defenses are playing well.
Yes.
In the red zone. Well, shoot, they're just playing well. A 6-0 ball game right now. They're both playing real well.
Very true.
I'm impressed with the tackling, open field tackling.
We've seen some good stuff tonight.
And the pass rush by both teams.
We've seen these quarterbacks on the move quite a bit. So J.J. Dickerson is backed up deep. Although his last punt was amazing. Went for almost 70 yards.
Right. But now they're back down here again.
Yes.
I would like to know what that one penalty was that was a 20-yarder.
Correct. That was different.
That was a change in field.
Demetrius Wilson is back there around his own 50. Dickerson calling for it. He gets the snap off. More of a line drive punt. And it takes the roll. Wilson picks it up at his own 50. Lets the blockers try to pick it up, but he is dragged down. He's down.
There's a
He
penalty.
continues to run, but he is dragged down. Caught by Jawan Jones out of Tolleson High School. But we also, as you said, saw the flag.
We have a flag right there where the tackle was being made.
Mm-hmm.
And then he did like a little barrel roll, got back up and thought he was still able to run the football. Got a little powwow going on in the middle of the field.
Yes, these referees they've earned their money.
Yeah,
They're
have.
keeping the time on the field. They've had to discuss several situations that have involved, as we're still trying to figure out the double penalty.
Yeah, I want to meander down there at halftime, find out what that was about.
There at the top of the screen, we get a look at the Maricopa Mustangs. Coach Steve Weiss in the red hat right at the 45-yard line.
It was against the Mustangs. It must have been a block in the back. No, it wouldn't have been a block in the back. That's the wrong side of the football.
That's, yep. Well, whatever the Mustangs did something, because we're seeing the
15-yarder.
Yeah, we're seeing the Pumas at the Maricopa 34. The big thing is we don't know how much time is remaining. Is there 10 seconds left or is there 2 minutes?
That depends on what you're going to run.
Mm-hmm.
Is it going to be hurry up? Because right now it's not hurry up, but the clock's not running. You got Ghost back, though. No backs in the backfield, 5 wide receivers.
Whistle blown, flag, what do we got?
That's going to be on the offense if
Yep.
they didn't let it go.
A little bit of motion.
Yep. And there haven't been that many penalties today.
So we'll back him up 5 yards. Should be placed at the 39-yard line. And there you see that happening. And props to Doug Madowski and Steve Weiss. Not only are they head coach and offensive line coach for the Mustangs, but they're in charge of the entire HJCAC. They've got a lot of duties on their hands getting this league going. Cunningham eludes one tackler. Still in trouble. Now he's got plenty of time, but does he have any receivers? He slings it way downfield. Touchdown! Touchdown, Papago Pumas. Wow.
If you give that quarterback too much time,
Thomas Reed for the touchdown, and indeed that is another 6.
you got a flag out here on the sideline, but that was after the touchdown,
Yes.
and it's going to be a sideline warning. Referee's already signaled it. Yet people a little bit happy.
Absolutely. Now, do they go for 2 or do they send out the kicking team to try to tack on an extra point? Looks like it's going to be the
I'd go for 2.
extra point here. And that is going to be a different young man who tried it the first time. Again, it'll be Jeremiah Garcia, who also handles the kickoff duties as well for Papago.
Poor 56 wasn't out there. He was out there for the play, but wasn't out there for the extra point. He was the backup that took the place of the one tackle that got hurt.
Snap is down, and the kick is going to be good. 13-0. The Papago Pumas have the lead.
Flag up at the 10-yard line. I think it was after the kick.
Yes, we've seen a lot of it looks like that is going to be the end of the half. Wow, that was the last play of the half. So that was huge.
That's a
great
huge
play by the Papago Pumas, as that was just an amazing scenario. We didn't know how much time was left. And we saw the quarterback Cunningham run around in the backfield and fire it down to Thomas Reed, who was wide open in the end zone. Great play.
When I saw Ghost back, I was thinking possibly that might be the last play of the game. And then when I saw him running around like that, not throwing it out of bounds and possibly taking the sack, I thought, I think that might be the last play.
Yes, indeed. We haven't seen the Mustangs walk off the field yet. We've seen the Pumas. So, again, we're not sure exactly what is.
I don't think they want to mix it. And you got to remember
that makes sense. That does make sense. That is
especially getting scored on in the last play of the game. Get people,
That's why you're the coach and I'm a bystander. No, that makes perfect sense.
I know you got people in a bad mood and people in a real good mood. So
13-0.
Right.
The Papago Pumas have the lead. It is halftime. We'll come back with the start of the second half after this big break.
Welcome, everyone, to Grand Canyon University, located here in the sun-soaked city of Phoenix, Arizona, one of the largest and fastest-growing universities in this country, while leading a movement of service and leadership with purpose.
If I line up 10 kids today and say, why'd you choose Grand Canyon? 9 out of 10 will say it's the strength of the community.
I wanted to attend an affordable Christian university in a place I could truly thrive. GCU, they opened the door for me when nobody else would.
GCU truly cares about students and alumni and wants to see us change the world.
Grand Canyon University is a champion of inclusion, community, and equal opportunity for all.
This is the College Tour.
Streaming now on Amazon Prime.
Jake from State Farm. Thanks for the great rate on my insurance, man.
Wait, I said Byron got the Patrick price? Thought that was our thing.
Thanks for the killer rate, Jake.
Shreddy Betty got it too?
Patrick, State Farm offers rates that fit anyone's budget, even a man handstand.
Thanks again, Jake. Up top.
I'm gonna go work out these fillings.
For surprisingly great rates that fit any budget, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call or click to get a quote today.
You know the best thing about Raising Cane's? Well, we have fresh, never-ever frozen chicken fingers. We also have extra long crinkle-cut fries. Then there's our crisp coleslaw and Texas toast. And, of course, you can't forget about our totally craveable cane sauce. But while all those things are definitely tasty, the best thing about Raising Cane's is simple. We don't make it until you're ready to eat it. Raising Cane's, one love.
Find a location near you by visiting raisingcanes.com.
This is the letter I've been telling you about.
This letter is for you. From what I hear, you're supposed to be the next Tom Brady. What I'm about to say is important. Never let them call you the next Tom Brady. When they compare you to the GOATs, tune it out. When they say you're a 6th-round draft pick, store it away. Compare yourself to nobody but the kid in the mirror. The one who goes all in, all out, and has the crazy confidence to know that who you are today is just a piece of who you're going to become. This letter's for that you, the one no one will see coming. Sincerely, Tom.
Live out your dreams, man.
Uh-oh. Just lost it again. We just lost it again.
Welcome back to Dobson High School here in Mesa, Arizona. 13-0. The Papago Pumas have the lead over the Maricopa Mustangs. And it was a good first half. Well played. Yes, there were some penalties, but we saw some good plays. And, Coach, before we kick it off, both defenses really rose to the occasion.
Yeah, both defenses played real well. Just the only thing they gave up were some big plays, and poor Mustangs gave up 2 huge plays and had to pay for one of them on those 2 bombs back in the last 2 of their possessions. But they get a chance to play some defense here. They're getting ready to kick off to the Papago Pumas. Start the second half.
There must have been a penalty because we're kicking off from the 20. That's what Dickerson does, and that kick is going to roll into the end zone. And indeed, the Pumas will start things off in half number 2. And, Coach, we've seen a lot of penalties that we didn't realize were happening.
No. Be nice to get a mic on those referees to find out what's going on down there. That was a heck of a kick by J.J. Dickerson. Backed up on his own 20.
He has had a really good game. He's a really good kicker. We got to speak to him during the week. He played a lot of soccer in high school. He definitely...
Oh, did he? I didn't know that.
Yeah, coming over from Colorado. Soccer guy, a pandemic kid in a sense of, all right, hey, what am I going to do now? And he has found his way out here to Arizona and looking to continue his football career.
Had quite a few soccer kids kick for me, and they always did a great job for me.
So we'll see the Mustangs, they'll start in defense here in half number 2. And we're going to get the direct snap. Demetrius Wilson is tackled. Looks like he might have been tackled for a loss. Papago coming out with a little different look.
Yeah, great defensive stand for Maricopa. Great angle tackling. Got a couple of D linemen, D ends, and an inside linebacker coming from the inside out in the corner, and the outside linebacker taking the outside digit. You had 4 people on that tackle. Ball was lucky to get back to line of scrimmage. You got almost a 3-back set with the Pumas right now.
And indeed, Wilson will go from the Wildcat again. And he fakes the snap, and we will get a big run across the 40 out to the 42. And that carry looks to be Cam Gilliam, number 31. That's a big first down.
A little trickery for the offensive coordinator for the Papago Pumas. Got a 4-back set right now, including the QB, and they're just making you guess who they're giving the ball to. I think it might be a
bad snap. Wilson will have to grab it. He stays on his feet, and he escapes one defender, but he is tackled at about the 37-yard line, so that will be a loss.
Sometimes you outsmart yourself.
Yes.
And that's what it kind of looked like on that snap. You know, he had 4 backs back there, snapping to a guy that's not used to getting the snap. But he almost got back to line of scrimmage. He made about 4 defenders miss. So my hat's off to him. He didn't give up on the play.
I'm liking this different look. Are we seeing somebody else down on the field?
Yeah.
Indeed, we are.
It's a Mustang. You got a Mustang guy down on the field.
Yes. This turf has not been kind, and it's not really the turf itself. I mean, it's in good condition for what we've seen. Let me see the head coach, Madowski. He's out there for Maricopa. Because I feel we see these injuries even if it wasn't raining. I just feel like guys are getting twisted up and tackled at bad angles.
It's the change of direction. That's what's happening. You know, they're chasing guys in the backfield, and they're so athletic, the offensive personnel for Papago and the Mustangs. The offensive personnel is so good at making people miss them that you've got other guys trying to change their direction, and they're not used to doing it that quickly, I think. And you know what? It might be a little wet down there on the field. I didn't make it down there at halftime.
DeQuarius Wright is the injured Mustang. He'll walk off with Madowski, and hopefully he'll be able to return. And again, we talked about Doug Madowski, how good he is as far as head coach of this team, helping run the league, but he's also the head coach of the Mountain Ridge Mountain Lions that play on Friday night. He's got that team in contention for a playoff spot as well. He is a busy, busy guy.
Yeah, he's taken a lot on, not just being the head coach at Mountain Ridge, but also not just the head coach of Maricopa Mustangs, but running the league and running the league from absolutely nothing.
Correct.
My hat's off to him. He's done a great job for the kids of Arizona and other states.
Traditional format, Cunningham will keep it, and he is going to be brought down. That will be maybe we'll call that a team sack for the Mustangs. As on that tackle, Dylan Brown was right on top of the action. And this Mustangs defense has played really well tonight, Coach.
I don't know if that was a drawn-up play. It looked like he was looking for somebody to hand off to that didn't show. But you're right. Relentless on chasing that quarterback down.
So it'll be a 3rd and long for Papago, and we have seen them convert several 3rd and longs tonight. Fake handoff, and is he going to stay on his feet? He is. He will get rid of it, and that's caught by Jay Harris.
Intercepted.
Excuse me, and that is picked off. The intended receiver was Teddy Harris, but
he caught it.
Mustang ball.
He caught it, bounced through his hands, and the defensive back, I believe number 15, picked it off and ran it back for about 2 or 3 yards. Big turnover for the Mustangs.
And indeed, that would be a great replay to see. And if it was number 15, that's Palacios, who is another outstanding Mustang. I'll definitely say that Coach Madowski sent 2 of the great Mustang players to the studio last week. We've seen Dickerson just perform very well, and indeed Palacios he's the stud on defense. So
second-year guy out of Kellis High School, correct?
Yep, Raymond S. Kellis.
West Side guy.
So the Mustangs have it on their own 46, and here come the Pumas, and that is an incomplete pass. Lazenby has been on the move all night. It's been uncomfortable for him.
The Pumas are just bringing linebackers from all over the place. They're bringing them on each side of the nose guard. They're bringing 2 of them on one side of the nose guard. They're just they're coming up with some very exotic blitzes and really pressuring that QB, befuddling the offensive blocking schemes a little bit, if that's a word.
It is. It'll be a 2nd down play. There's the handoff to Anderson, and he breaks 1 tackle. Hard to bring him down. He's across the 40 into the 39-yard line. Javon Thompson, I keep saying Anderson, but that was Javon Thompson on the run.
Javon Thompson, 5'8", 150. He's a sophomore. He doesn't run like he's 150. He runs like he's about 250.
And the flag on the play, so we'll see if we'll add on some yards or if we'll bring some of this back. The chains have not moved as of yet.
The way the referee's facing, I think it's going to give some yards to
Maricopa. It is, yep. So the Mustangs perhaps in their deepest territory tonight.
Now let's see if they can hit pay dirt, get paid for their efforts. You got Christensen in the backfield as an H-back.
24-yard line is the spot. .55 on the clock as we are here in the 3rd quarter. 13-0. You can see the Pumas have the advantage. Lazenby can't hold on to the snap, and that is picked up by the Pumas. And that is Jawan Harden, who is going to race all the way to the end zone. A scoop and score for the Papago Pumas, and they have a 19-0 lead. Wow, you can't beat that play. Terrific speed and terrific defense by the Pumas.
I'll tell you what, they were lined up and running a wham play that they had some success with earlier, And when the tailback went to get their handoff, your defender took that ball away from the quarterback. He handed it off to the wrong guy, and then just took off. Here it is right here.
Great breakaway speed, too. Yep.
Hit the ground, picked it back up, just turned and ran.
And
it was a fumbled handoff. I take that back. It was a fumbled handoff, and it hit the ground, and number 8 just picked it up and ran it all the way back.
And that's not the camera speeding up. That's his speed.
Yeah.
He was moving pretty
Johnny
good.
on the spot right there.
Absolutely. As we will see the extra point attempt, and it will be Jeremiah Garcia once again. And he is able to put it through the uprights for a 20-0 Pumas lead. And I'll say for the Pumas, wow, they may have deflated Maricopa. Still a lot of time, folks, in half number 2. But the Mustangs were on the move. They were getting a couple big plays. They were taking advantage of some penalties, but a fumble. Turnovers are big in the game of football, and Jawan Harden was able to take it to the house, as they say, and it's Papago with the 20-0 advantage.
Coach Strother, on an earlier phone call with him, he talked to both of us about this, and he said, his defense, he wants everything that they do to have 5 principles with them. First one being physicality, second one explosiveness, third one run to the football, fourth one speed, and then finally effort. And I'll tell you what, you saw, I think, all 5 of those on that play right there, didn't you?
Did. Absolutely. This is a team that is playing well on all cylinders, and as you said, the effort, just the 5 keys are big, and that's part of the reason why they're the defending champions, and that's also why they are in big-time contention for perhaps the 2022 league crown. Plenty of football left, some other good teams out there, but the Pumas tonight are making a statement on a night in which all of, hopefully, the lightning and the rain is behind us.
They're making the statement of both offensively and defensively, I think.
Yes, they are. And there is the kick by Garcia. And it's hopefully fielded cleanly, and it is by the Mustangs. But ultimately, they are dragged down.
Nice open field tackle by number 15.
And for the Mustangs, that was Alan Hasegba, who was on the return.
And either Brody Byree or Rashad Smith, I imagine it was probably Rashad Smith,
yes,
made that tackle. He's number 15 for defense.
Correct.
But I thought that was a pretty good open field tackle. Then he did a little surfer slide after that, about on the 35-yard line.
And that is where the Mustangs will begin. Lazenby has been under pressure all night long, unfortunately.
Yeah, I got to take my hat off to Coach Strother. He's come up with a pretty exotic blitz package with his front.
And indeed, there's the handoff, and that is going to go nowhere. Marquise Corley on the carry, and he's stopped essentially for no gain.
Got about a yard. You're coming up with this rush with a front that's not crazy heavy. Number 18.
Almost seems like the Pumas are playing with 12 guys.
6'2", 190. Number 55. 6'2", 210. They're playing D-line, and number 44.
Lazenby fires, and that is incomplete once again.
Is that intended for Christensen?
Yes. That'll bring up a third down.
Third and 9. I think Maricopa, this is pretty much a must series here where they need to get back in it, get a score in, get that 0 off the field or off the scoreboard.
Lazenby looking over to his sidelines.
Trips to the wide side of the field. you're up back to that same side.
Thompson in the backfield with him. Lazenby rolling to his left, and he's going to throw downfield, and that is incomplete, in and out of the hands of Jay Anderson. And do we have another flag on the field or no?
Yeah, you got a flag right there where the up back went to go block the defender. I'm wondering if he blocked him below the waist. That's usually what happens at that position, and if it is, the Mustangs are backing up, and they're backing up on their own right now, so I think that's what it is.
Now, if it is that call, wouldn't the Pumas have the option to decline that, or is that not a declinable penalty?
They can decline it. Yeah, that's exactly what it was. They can decline it. That would make it 4th down.
Mm-hmm.
If they take it, it's 3rd and 15. They're declining it.
Yep, and I think that is the right move. No, actually, it's accepted. Wow.
That's interesting.
I would probably have declined it just to make it 4th down. Your defense is playing well. That sort of kind of mindset.
But it was the penalty from the spot, so that added like another 7 yards to it. So now you've got 4th and 24 rather than 4th and 10. I'm sorry, 3rd and 24.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. The way they're blitzing and getting to that QB, I don't think it's too much of a bad call. I think I might do it and try to get the sack. Keep him back there, get good field position again. Go with the momentum. Easy to call from up here.
Yes, it is.
Down there, you know.
Lazenby and Thompson in the backfield. 2 receivers, bottom of the screen. Lazenby trying to hurl it downfield, and that is going to be incomplete.
It doesn't look like the receivers and Lazenby's are on the right page on that one. I saw Lazenby make the arm motion to take, hey, keep running, run deep, and he threw it deep, and it looked like the wide receiver was cutting short on it, coming back. So they're going to have to get on the same page if they're going to do a little bit of that.
So they'll call on J.J. Dickerson once again, the punter, who really right now is the MVP for the Mustangs. He has done very, very well helping Maricopa flip the field on occasion.
4th and 24. They had a wide receiver open again, but they couldn't get the referee to blow the whistle and start the play.
Dickerson with yet another good punt. Harris backs up, sets himself. 35-40 being dragged and pulled down at about the 43-yard line.
Late flag coming from the, I think it's going to be on Papago. 24's got his hands up like, what did I do?
Uatafi was on the tackle. Still a lot of time left in quarter number 3, well over 10 minutes. That's a lot of time. Nothing has really elapsed.
Yeah, that's going to go against Papago.
So we'll see where they will spot the ball ultimately. Indeed, personal foul, block in the back, so they'll back him up 15 yards, Coach. Is that right?
Yeah, that'll be 15-yard penalty from there. So they should get the ball between the 25 and 30. Changes the field position a little bit instead of being midfield.
And if you're the Pumas, a lot of things have worked very, very well for you tonight. You've established a bit of a running game. Your quarterback has definitely been dual threat, and you've certainly hit some big passes. So there hasn't been much that Papago hasn't been able to do right tonight.
I'm telling you, that line of theirs is a difference maker. Not only they got some size, but they can move their feet too.
Cunningham in the backfield. I believe that's Rizzy Shank with him. And we will have some motion. That indeed was Shank.
That'll go against Papago, right?
Mm-hmm.
There was some indecision on that play from the get-go. 13 was going to go into motion, then decided not to. Came back. I used to call that zipper motion. Z in and then Z back out.
Rain starting to fall here in Mesa, Arizona. We're here at Dobson High School. Terrific new turf. Hopefully the lightning is nowhere near here. You can do it in the rain, but not so much in the lightning. And there is the handoff to Shank as he's across the 20 out to the 23-yard line.
Nice 4-yard run. Zone give. That'll make it second and a little bit less than 10.
Mm-hmm.
Getting the play from the sideline. Nigerius Mills got replaced with number 75. Solomon Miles from Baton Rouge, Illinois, or Indiana.
Shank off tackle. He pushes a couple of guys, and he's brought down at the 28-yard line.
I believe Baton Rouge is in Louisiana.
It is.
Okay. I had
State
two
capital.
wrong states.
Home of LSU. There we get to see Shank's run.
3rd and 4? 3rd and 5?
3rd and about 5. That is correct.
Got trips up to the wide side of the field. Looks like man coverage. No. Looks like cover 2. Man coverage. It's man coverage with for the Mustangs. You should see some linebacker
And
blitz.
Palacios was way offsides. Way offsides there. Whistles blowing. Rain coming down. Gotta love the swagger by the Papago Pumas.
Yeah, 75's enjoying himself out there right now, isn't he?
Yes, he
I
is.
saw that. That's a dance move I'd pull.
That is Colt McCracken out of Hartford, Connecticut.
He's a long ways away from home.
He is. So indeed, Papago is going to pick up some yards. First down, new fresh set of down.
Same formation.
And he gets the pass off, almost intercepted, almost picked off by Dom Brister. He just couldn't hold on to it. Brister, playing in that high safety position, was not able to grab it, and they will get a good look at it just in and out of his hands.
Looks like almost like a cover 5, and what my cover 5 would be a man underneath too deep. So it looks like man underneath too deep, and the safety broke on it. Wasn't able to hold on to it. That would have been a big play.
Mm-hmm. Got to set the Mustangs up in really good field position.
Still manageable set it down, 2nd and 10.
Mm-hmm. Handoff is stopped for maybe about a gain, and the ball is loose. But I believe they're going to say the player was down.
Number 27, Marcus Madrid, carrying the ball.
Yes.
From Denver, I believe. Colorado. Yep, Denver, Colorado. New back.
A lot of guys getting the play tonight. A lot of guys who we had not anticipated playing, but that shows the depth of really both teams, especially Papago tonight.
He's listed as a DB. I think they're cross-training him a little bit.
And that is going to be a fumble.
That's a big play from Maricopa.
They almost got the interception, but the next play they do get the fumble.
They need to cash in here. It's imperative that Maricopa cash in on this turnover, I think.
8.5 minutes left. Lot of time left. It's been a long third quarter.
Yeah.
It really has.
First 2 quarters, we couldn't see the time.
Yeah, it was going quick.
It was going fast. This third quarter's taking some time.
So Lazenby is back there. Lazenby along with Brian Dominguez, I believe that is. Gets the snap. He swings it out to his running back, and that play is going to get maybe a yard.
Little swing pass out there. Lazenby's getting the play from the sideline. Got 2nd and 9. We got 17 coming back in. Javon Thompson.
Mm-hmm. He and Madosky, the head coach, know each other pretty well. Played at Mountain Ridge and now playing for him at the junior college level.
Got a true tight end set.
Lazenby again. He is going to be pulled down. That is a sack. Big-time sack by Corey Floyd Jr. out of Cleveland, Ohio. And there we see him come around end.
Big sack by 47 and 31.
Mm-hmm.
Cam Gillum gave him a hand from Phoenix. There's that defensive blitz package that Coach Struthers has come up with. It's, I'll tell you what, been a stickler for the offensive line from the Maricopa Mustangs right now.
Absolutely.
I don't know how many sacks that is. Probably about the 6th or 7th.
Probably so, and Corey Floyd definitely has 2 of them. He has played a very good defensive game. Lazenby, short pass is caught by, that's going to say incomplete. Fourth down, and the Mustangs have a long way to go.
Punt team's coming out.
Mm-hmm. J.J. Dickerson, he's going to try to pin
Yeah.
the Pumas deep in their own zone, and he's the guy to do it. We talked a little bit about angle kicking as well in his punting game, and we've been very, very impressed by number 37 tonight of Maricopa.
Little confusion on who's on the punt return team and not.
And that snap is muffed momentarily. And here's another loose ball. Could we see another scoop and score? We're going to see a scoop. And we're going to see the Pumas recover a fumble. We talked about wet footballs on this turf. And once that ball started going backwards, regardless of who ended up with it, you knew it was going to be in favor of Papago.
It was a decent snap. He just wasn't able to hold on to it. Tried to get it off, got the block. And at this point, they're trying to pick it up and score because it doesn't matter who gets the football. It's going to go to Papago Pumas anyway.
And that might be J.J. Dickerson, who is down on the field. I don't see 37 elsewhere. And if that's the case, and we'll get another look at it, hopefully that is, well, you don't want to see anyone injured.
I think he did get injured on the turnaround when he kicked it.
He did try to kick it and get it away.
Right there.
And his leg was exposed at that point. Helmet comes off, and you could see he is down.
Guy went high, another one went low. Not on purpose, it just happened. That's where his body position was. We talked about the offensive coming up with big plays, defensive coming up with big plays. Well, here we go. Perfect example of special teams coming up with big plays. Looks like Papago's kind of firing on all cylinders right now.
They are, and we see Coach Strother out there as well as, of course, the head coach of Maricopa, Madowski, out there. And in the end, yes, this is no longer high school football. It's college football, and you're going to go after each other, but You do not want to see anyone injured. You wish the best for everybody. These teams are not enemies. And, yes, Dickerson is going to walk off under his own power. Shaking his head a little bit. Hopefully he's more just shaken up than anything, as we do see him walking off to his own sideline. Already the Mustangs have lost number 87, and Andre Puente for this game. We don't want to see the Mustangs lose any more players in this contest, as still got a lot of football left. 6:37 remains in quarter number 3. Pumas are going to have the ball in excellent field position.
Yeah, 1st and 10 on the 25-yard line. 75 coming back out at right tackle.
And getting a look at Dickerson sitting on the bench across the field. So if duty calls, hopefully he can resume his punting and kicking duties. Cunningham in the backfield with Shank. Handoff to Shank, and he is leveled by Palacios.
Palacio came free from his outside linebacker position, met him in the backfield for a 3-yard loss. As soon as number 22 got the handoff, Palacio was all over him like an amoeba.
Yes, he was. Having a great game is Palacios.
I'm sorry, number 25 is the running back, not 22. Makai Struber.
Someone we have not seen often.
From Mesa. From Dobson High School. He's a Mustang.
Playing on his old home field.
There you go. Proud head coach up here in the box.
Absolutely. This could be a free play for Cunningham, and they're going to blow the whistle as they blow it dead at about the 45-yard line. I thought the Mustangs may have been offside, but perhaps not. Well, we'll see. I don't see any flags.
I don't either. I see a lot of pointing.
Yes, I do.
At each other. It's going to be on. It's going to be on Papago.
I think it's just going to be a sack.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. You're right. It's a sack on Papago. How's that?
Clock continues to run. We're at 5:15 in the third quarter.
3rd and about 22.
Pumas have scored 3 ways, and we'll break that down shortly.
27, maybe.
It is a 3rd and long. You are correct. Cunningham trying to dodge a couple guys, but he cannot get out of the grasp of the Mustangs defense, as that's going to be Dylan Brown with the sack.
Right, he passed him up. Quarterback stepped into the pocket, but Brown was relentless and sacked him from behind. Chased him down from inside the pocket.
For the Pumas, they have scored on a touchdown run, a touchdown pass, the last play of the first half, and they've also scored on a fumble recovery for a touchdown. Extra point was missed, the first one. But yes, you used a good word. They're clicking on all cylinders, Coach.
The Mustangs stepped up again defensively after that big snafu on the punt. Got to give you hats off to the Mustang defense right now. They brought their lunch pail tonight.
Javon Scott dropping back.
Too much time?
Let's see if the right personnel is on the field. I think we're going to move back. So, yeah, you're right. Too much time. Back him up 5 yards.
Had too many people on the field. That's why I always have somebody in charge of special teams on my sideline. It might not be the guy that's in charge of special teams coming up with the game plan or coming up or making the calls, but I had somebody always in charge of special team numbers.
Correct. No, I absolutely agree.
Just so that didn't happen. That would drive me crazy.
5 yards at this point may not be big, but 5 yards when you're closer to either end zone is huge. So, no, you're right. You got to keep that in check. And there is the snap, and the punt is off. And it's going to roll inside the 20, and it's going to die pretty much right at the 15-yard line of the Maricopa Mustangs.
They punted to the first down marker.
Yes, they did.
But that's where they wanted to punt to because it's inside the 20, so good for them.
And we're very close to the Papago Pumas sideline, and we can hear a lot of what's going on. And they're not 100% happy, but you know what? That's passionate coaching. I mean, they're up 20-0, and they don't want to step off the gas. 3:42 remaining. So one thing we cannot show you on the screen, but the clock is starting to become operable. As we mentioned, it would be in half number 2.
Yeah, we can hear Coach Morris having a conversation with his offensive unit, especially with one of the tackles. Give him a big hug and
Dominguez
kiss on the forehead.
In motion for the Mustangs, and it's basically a incomplete pass. Not even basically, that's what it is.
Almost in the hands of the defender, which if he would have caught that, he had nobody in front of him. A red carpet was about the only thing he had in front of him to get to that end zone. And it is homecoming night here at Dobson High School.
Yes, yes indeed. This is the HJCAC. You've got the Pumas, you've got the Maricopa Mustangs, Gila River, the Hawks, Salt River, the Scorpions, and Sonoran, the Sidewinders, played down in Tucson.
You got a couple of linebackers lined up to stunt. Yep, there's
high snap that Lazenby pulls down. He throws downfield, and that is off the fingertips of Jay Anderson.
Just off the fingertips. That was a pretty good ball by Lazenby.
Yes, it was.
You know, not nicely placed, too. The only one who was going to be able to catch that would have been number 7.
And then we get a good look at it just out of the outstretched fingertips.
And a good job by the defender, not putting his hand in there and getting pass interference when he didn't need to.
I'm sure that probably drives a coach crazy, a PI when it was unnecessary.
PIs drive coaches necessary just flat out, but especially when they're unnecessary, that really drives them crazy.
3rd and 10 at the 15-yard line.
You got 2 linebackers lined up again on the same side of the nose guard. You got 3 linebackers showing blitz. Not all of them will come.
Lazenby fields a snap. Steps up. He's going to have to run with it, and he's going to be pushed down. Wow. That is a nice hit.
Big hit by number 33.
Justice Sosnicki out of Verado High School. He was a Viper. Now he's a Puma. Look at this play, Coach.
Yeah. Comes up. Lazenby's thinking about it. Nope. Boom.
Luckily, he held on to the ball.
Yeah. And he didn't lead with his head, and he didn't hit the head. It was a clean hit.
Yes, it was.
Nice job by the former Viper. Way out here on the East Valley, on the east side.
Clock running under 3 minutes remaining in the 3rd quarter. And J.J. Dickerson is going to punt, so that's good that he is not injured. We're very happy to see him be able to resume his punting duties. Obviously, the goal is for a team not to punt, but he gets the punt off. And it's another good one. Drives Harris back. He's at his 30, 40, passing some people. He's at midfield. He's at the 50 and will be brought down at about the 47 of the Maricopa Mustangs.
Tackle made by number 15, Andrew Palacio.
Oh, he's good on special teams. Yeah, he will get a good look at the ground that Palacio is able to cover. He's a hard hitter.
Yeah. Good open field tackle. He's an athlete.
Yes, he is.
Playing the game, it looks like. You know, and that returner, he was 50 yards deep.
Yeah, he was.
He wasn't lined up for it. He was lined up 50 yards deep, right where he punted it. So they figured it out, where to place him.
For a young man like Palacio, who, as we mentioned, played at Raymond S. Kellis High School, it'd be great to see him get an opportunity to play at the next level. He was in this league last year, and clearly he's having a standout year in his sophomore campaign.
He'll get picked up by somebody, continue his education to get that degree, which is what this whole endeavor's been about.
That's exactly right. Cunningham and the Pumas at the 48 of Maricopa. Handoff, he bobbles it for a bit, but he is not letting up. He being number 24 on the Pumas, and that is Jaden Abdullah.
Yeah, 2 inside linebacker blitz, man coverage in the secondary. Every time they run that cover 0, they're blitzing at least 2 linebackers.
A lot of yards after contact. Abdullah will stay in. Chains continue to move. Clock continues to roll. Abdallah on the carry again, and he finds his way to the 30, the 25, and he is down at the 23-yard line. Palacios still in on the tackle, but he's looking for a little bit of help as the Pumas, they're deep. They come at you, Coach, as we see. Just this guy's like a battering ram.
Yeah, he can run it, and you see him lift his knees. He's figured out how to. He's the old school running back.
Yes, he
where
is.
He's not going to try to outrun you. He's going to run over you.
He's going to do it again. Some
There it
more
is.
contact, but he's inside the 20. They're into the red zone.
He's out of Dallas, Texas. They know a little bit of football out there in
Yes,
Dallas.
they do. Second down. Rain continues to fall, but that is not stopping the Puma offense.
They're going to give Abdullah a break. He's coming off the sideline.
And this will be Demetrius Wilson. He's back in, although he looks like he's more slotted out to receiver, so it may be an empty backfield.
Yeah, looks like it. Yep, little ghost.
30 seconds and counting remaining in quarter number 3. Running back in motion, Cunningham is going to keep it. He's got a lane. He is going to take it to the house. Touchdown for Jaden Cunningham, QB keeper, from about 20 yards out, and the Papago Pumas extend their lead. They're now on top, 26-0.
Did they pull anybody? That slot back over there went in motion like he was coming over on this side, right there.
Yep.
And then the quarterback keeper, although, yep, that's what it was, 56.
And they got
Kicked out.
Palacios, the safety, out of the zone there.
Almost like a quarterback G.
Yes, indeed.
Right? Not a GT because they didn't pull the tackle, but almost like a quarterback G.
And we are going to see a very valuable kicker, and that is Jeremiah Garcia. He's in on the extra point. Snap is down. Kick is a line drive, and that gets through. 27-0. And there's some flags, and there's some extracurricular.
Who is that coming out the field? Is that 5 or 6?
We see
4?
Isel Stevens. He was sort of a peacemaker for the Mustangs. But
Madowski met him at the numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Some extracurricular going out there up on top of the screen on the left.
This Pumas team will bark a little bit, that's for sure.
Yeah. Be honest with you, there's no need for it. You're up 27-0.
That is very true.
I'm not a big barking guy. I think you need to play the game. Put the helmet on, go play the game.
And we'll see the referee. Indeed, the extra point is good as he signals after the play.
You're probably going to have unsportsmanship both sides. Against Mustangs.
Looks like someone's ejected.
Unsportsmanship, Papago.
Two guys ejected,
yes.
yes.
I wonder who the 2 guys were ejected. It was a single digit up top. It was either 4, 5, or 6. I'm having trouble reading the silver numbers on the white. But I did see Madowski come out and talk to that young man, counsel him.
And I'll say for ejections, that's kind of good. It's like the referees need to take control of the game, and hey, if you start this or if you continue this, see ya, have a seat. And They're trying to do the best they can. You don't need a bunch of warnings right now.
Nope,
if you
sure
act, see ya.
Yep, this isn't a video game where you just hit reset. You're going to have to pay for your actions, and I think it's best you learn that out here on the football field rather than in the middle of a
life lesson.
Yeah, you know, in a supermarket or
That's
somebody
right.
cutting in front of you in lines. Don't get me started on that whole thing. I'll talk for about an hour.
So Jeremiah Garcia will kick off. 17.9 seconds remain in quarter number 3. Papago leading Maricopa 27-0, as you can see.
Long quarter.
This has been.
But I'll tell you what, it's been a longer quarter for Mustangs.
It has been. We've seen the Pumas score on a quarterback run, a running back run, long touchdown pass, and a scoop and score.
Yep.
And there's the kick, definitely returnable for the Mustangs. And that's Thompson out of Mountain Ridge. He's on the return. He brings it out to about the 39-yard line of the Mustangs.
Last two kicks, I think you're seeing the results of some of the water coming down, some of the rain coming back down. You can't
Ball
really
getting
see
a little bit heavy.
Yeah, you can't see it on the screen right now, but
it's happening.
If you look up in the sky where the lights are coming down, you can see it's coming down pretty good.
So we'll see the Mustangs come out for what could be the last play of quarter number 3. It's 11.9 seconds remaining.
I imagine you're going to see a cover 4 look from Puma for quite some time, even though they've been successful with the blitz, but you don't want to give something big up. Just rushing 4.
Lazenby puts it in the hands of Thompson, and he is going to be stopped for perhaps a loss of a yard, maybe even 2, as the third quarter has officially expired with the Papago Pumas on top of the Maricopa Mustangs by a score of 27-0. We'll come back with the start of the fourth quarter. We'll break down some information and plays for you right after this.
Jake from State Farm. I really want that personal price plan, so I'll admit it. I'm a bath bomb guy.
Dude, you do not need to get that personal. The State Farm Personal Price Plan simply helps you create an affordable price just for you.
For real?
Who's ready for their jazz bath? No?
Who is that guy?
Jazz bath? Call or click to get a quote today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm.
Javen Thompson is dragged out, but looks like he was able to cross midfield. Perhaps getting that first down.
I think he did by about 2 yards. Move the chains.
And that's a positive for the Mustangs. You have to, at this point, take the little positives. You got to get 10 before you can get 50.
Right. Looks like the Pumas are going to be in a cover 3 set. 1 free safety, 2 deep corners. Yep.
Lazenby hands off to Thompson once again, bumps into one man, gets plenty of yards after contact, close to the 40-yard line. He'll be down at the 41. Coach, if you could explain the cover defenses, the cover 2, 3, and 4, what does all that mean?
When I say cover 2 means there's 2 high safeties and 2 corners playing flats, probably outside digit. Now, when I say cover 2 concept, it can look like a cover 2, but rotate into a cover 3 or a cover 4. And a cover 4 is quarter, 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 quarter. So if it was cover 3, the middle of the field between the two hash marks are the middle third, and the outside of the hash marks are the outside thirds. And cover 2, the two safeties, high safeties, have half the field, so they play off the hashes. Cover 4, you split the defense into force in the secondary, so that's hence the term cover 2, cover 4, cover 3. Cover 0 is a man coverage all the way across the board. You have no safeties. Everybody's got a man underneath. Does that make sense?
It does. First down carry for Dominguez, and that is about no gain. Maybe they pick up a yard. And yeah, they'll gain a yard, so it'll be 2nd and 9.
And people disguise coverages. You can make it look like a cover 1, like a cover 3, because cover 3 you got one high safety, but then you're playing a man underneath, and that would be a cover 1, not a cover 3.
Lazenby and the Mustangs looking to play a little bit of up-tempo football. And he is being chased, and he is going to be dragged down by Raylan Davis out of Houston, Texas. Big sack, and there's been multiple sacks by this Pumas team. Coach, here we get a look.
Yeah, he just coming from the defensive end position, came screaming inside. Nobody got a hand on him, and he had a 2-back set, so you were in a max coverage. So you can't win for losing on that one right there for the Mustangs.
Maricopa is backed up to their own 46.
3rd and a long way. 3rd and 8.
And the Mustangs have taken a timeout. They're trying to play a little bit of up-tempo, but we're also going to take a timeout with them. Pumas leading 27-0 early 4th quarter. Welcome back to Dobson High School here in Mesa, Arizona. 27-0 Papago has the lead on the Maricopa Mustangs. And Coach, we have seen a lot of domination. We've seen sacks. We've seen the defensive scores. We've seen long offensive plays. Papago has had their way.
Yeah, Papago, not only are their players playing well, but they're coaching real well, too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're seeing some of that strange offense with
Yes.
4 people in the backfield, and you're seeing this exotic blitz package. You got linebackers coming from all over the place, so I'm seeing some pretty good coaching being done tonight also.
Lazenby takes the snap. As always, he is under pressure, fires downfield, incomplete. So it will be a 4th down coming up for Maricopa, and they're pretty much forced to punt.
Yeah, he was just throwing that thing as deep as he could. Not really sure where a running back was going, or I'm sorry, a receiver was going to be. But as you can see, you had your 4 deep defenders splitting the field into quarters. They're just playing like an umbrella coverage right now.
And there we see another flag as
that's going to be on sportsmanship.
I see the Pumas clapping their hands. We'll see if it is actually on Maricopa.
Somebody's saying something. Somebody's saying something they shouldn't be saying.
Yeah, that's. And I'll say this, and being fair, this is a fair assessment for both teams. While we've seen the Pumas do a little bit more barking than you and I perhaps would like to see, we've seen Maricopa with some seriously costly penalties.
Yeah.
So that means the Mustangs are doing and saying something on that field as well.
Oh, yeah. I mean, both teams are, and they're just letting their emotions
Emotions.
get away with them. And, you know, quite frankly, with the pandemic, I think we forgot how to manage our emotions for a little while.
You are right. You're
so I think
absolutely
that's
right.
just a skill we have to learn again.
Very true. J.J. Dickerson gets the snap, the punt. He is a fantastic punter, folks. This takes a Mustangs roll all the way to the 10-yard line.
Where was that punted from? to keep moving that stick before
right.
I can get my eyes on it. Because that's a big old long
say
punt.
That's about a 50-yard punt easily. You figure 40 yards, and let's go another 10 plus.
You're right. That's a heck of a player right there, that punter.
J.J. Dickerson has had himself an amazing night, and it's tough when you say that the MVP of a team in a given game is the punter.
Yeah.
That means that things were not going right for that particular squad.
Yep. But he's also doing his job. He's out there to be the guy that he's being.
And bounce back after getting shaken up on a bad snap.
Right.
Or a snap that got through his fingers with the wet ball. So, yeah, he's done his job. You're absolutely right, Coach.
Now you see Papago in a two-back set now.
Mm-hmm. Cunningham feeds the running back, and that is Demetrius Wilson up the right side. He stutter steps for a bit, and he's out at the 23-yard line.
Nice cutback by him. I think you got a penalty. It might be either a clip or a hold. I think that was being done on. Wasn't done by number 3 Jordan Kerr, but it was done
on him. Yes,
yeah.
We could definitely see what's happening there. Yeah, that'll come back. The rain has let up a little bit, which is good. Both teams have persevered through this. Props to everybody involved tonight, from the referees to, of course, the players, to everybody who is even a remotely part of this broadcast. There were obviously some technical difficulties just stemming from Mother Nature. Mother Nature has not been kind to the state of Arizona and football in September and now October.
My hat's off to the technical crew here.
Yes.
Dealing with all this water and all this equipment. They've done an outstanding job getting everything ready to go.
Swing pass out to Wilson, and he is going to be dragged down by Palacios. Andrew Palacios all over the place.
He's not giving up. There's no give up on there.
No, absolutely not, as we did see some big lightning off on the right.
Yeah, we did.
Clock is stopped again.
Nope, I'm on the game.
Not sure if there was another penalty or what the scenario was, but there's Palacios. Dragging him by his foot, his ankle. He's like, get down, young man.
They want the clock to run. There we go. Two-back set.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're going to just try to get this clock moving offensively, which I don't blame them. They're going to use as much time as they can, too.
They absolutely should. Cunningham. Pass. Caught. Down at the 20-yard line. Might be enough for a first down. I believe that was Zach Robertson on the reception, and that will move the chains. Right in the seam, no one there, finding that soft middle on the defense.
Jahan Jones made the tackle in the secondary from Tolleson High School. Got two-back set again.
Cunningham going to keep it. Option. He'll keep it himself, and he is brought down. And that will be a tackle for a Mustangs player. Numbers tend to rotate a little bit.
Yep. You got second and about 6.
And I was going to say, if you're the Mustangs, if you're the Pumas right now, yeah, there's a lot of time. You want to keep it on the ground. You want to get out of this game injury-free.
Yep, that's what I was going to say. Papago's definitely letting as much time go between plays as possible, and you're right, trying to keep it on the ground. These little short passes are just almost like tosses to them.
Mm-hmm. Wilson on the carry, trying to outrun everybody. Stays on his feet, and he's going to get the first down and then some. Lot of fight in Demetrius Wilson.
I think they must have rubbed Crisco all over his jersey because watch how many people miss. One, two, three,
stays
four,
in bounds.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Everybody on the
team. I'm going to check his jersey. I think Mom put some Crisco on his jersey before he got dressed. How does that many people miss him? Wow.
9:25 and counting. Cunningham gets a snap. And there's a feed to the running back who will maybe gain a yard.
Big tackle by number 31.
And on the carry was, I believe, Marcos Madrid.
Curtis Rundau, linebacker. He's a sophomore from Tolleson.
The Wolverines.
Yep, the Wolverines. Rich Wellbrock, head coach over there.
Yes, he's a guy who's bounced around a little bit.
Yeah, been successful in quite a few places. He was my old coordinator at Agua Fria back in 2003.
Wow. Okay, good stuff. Yeah, I got to know him when he was at Desert Edge.
A lot of people got to know him when he was at Desert
Edge.
Edge.
Yes, indeed. Then he moved.
He had a nice run there.
Cunningham trying to elude. And that was almost intercepted.
Oh.
Almost picked off.
By number 20.
Xavier Smith or Jamal Butler. Wasn't sure if that was 20
30,
or
I'm
30.
sorry.
Jamal Butler, number 30.
It was 30. I told you the wrong number. Yeah, ball was in his hands and out.
Wellbrock had the stint at Basha and then Mountain Point. Now he is back on the west side.
Yep, back at Tolleson. Worked for two greats, Larry Feckenheimer at Cactus High School, and then also Joe Kirstein at GCC. Coached offensive line for them.
Is he still wearing the sweater vest?
Yeah, he's the sweater vest guy.
There we go.
Still got it.
Palacios gets a great jump. Cunningham is going to go down. Credit Andrew Palacios with a sack. These guys are very great to root for, and I will say this. I am a fan of Andrew Palacios.
You and me
is
both.
A terrific young man.
You and me both. He doesn't know quit. He doesn't know what he doesn't. You know, if you asked him right now how much time was left on the clock, I bet he couldn't tell you.
He'd tell you 60 minutes until you stop it. Yeah, he really would.
Yeah, you gotta like guys like that, and it makes the kids to play around and play harder for guys like that.
Absolutely. And out to punt is Jeremiah Garcia.
Pumas are missing somebody on special teams.
And it seemed like that's been a theme all night.
Yeah.
That's definitely something that they're going to address during the week.
It's the only mistake I've seen tonight.
That's right.
Out of Pumas right now, to be honest with you.
Absolutely.
Oh, we got a flag. That's probably going to be too much time.
Yep.
Which I think at this point for punting, they don't really care.
That's true. So they'll back him up 5 yards. We'll go back to the 25-yard line. This means the Mustangs deep man. He'll move up 5 yards.
Back here?
He's only 27 yards deep.
Very high punt.
Yeah. That's
And
hard to do.
Yeah, the fair catch is...
Hard to catch that thing when you got purple running around you.
Yes, it is.
Flying by me.
Javon Scott on the fair catch.
That's a good, my hand's off to him. It's a good, nice catch. Okay, they're going to run a hurry-up offense.
They tried their last series.
Times.
Yeah, they need to keep everything moving. They need to keep the Pumas backpedaling as opposed to just being able to tee off on Lazenby.
Right. And it looks like the Pumas are in a straight cover 2 right now. Got your corners outside leverage.
Lazenby with the tip,
Almost a pick.
incomplete.
Number.
Christian Rand almost was able to pick that off.
Yeah, he was right there. Great break on the football.
Mm-hmm.
Right there, but didn't come down with it. You're still got some, they're still blitzing their inside linebackers, trying to confuse the coverage, or protection, I should say.
Lazenby with the handoff, and I believe this is Dominguez, and he's going to get hit and dropped at about the 46-yard line. I tell you, these Pumas are swarming to the ball. They really are.
Yeah, they've been played harder as the night went on. I think they're getting used to the weather, getting comfortable with it. I actually see greater effort in this fourth quarter than I saw in the first quarter. Not by everybody, but by just a bunch.
No, you're absolutely right. This is a home game for this Pumas team. They're letting everyone know whose house this is. High snap, Lazenby recovers, evades a few. He fires way downfield, and that is going to be broken up. Broken up by the defensive backs of the Maricopa Mustangs.
Pretty good arm strength by Lazenby.
Yes, it was.
He doesn't get the snap right away, and then poor guy, he turns around, and he's always wondering what he's going to see when he turns back around. Steps up in the pocket real well, and then lets it fly.
You're right, solid arm strength.
Almost had that
yes.
ball. Almost had it.
I do like the fact that you've seen a lot of football games when the defensive backs sort of wave their arms, and it wasn't even anything that they had to do.
Right.
Receiver might drop the ball, and they'll make it feel like it was about them.
Well, they'll take credit for it.
They will take. Yes, they will.
Where is he?
I've done that a few times, taking credit for things that weren't mine, but wasn't necessarily on the football field.
We've got about 6 minutes left in quarter number 4, and we'll see Dickerson. He's out there counting his players. It looks like the Mustangs now have to hustle another guy onto the field.
Yep. A personal protector. Yep,
I believe in this case, yeah, Javon Thompson.
He hasn't made many mistakes tonight,
no.
Thompson. He might be a backup for this position than the other kid. Was the other kid got thrown out?
Yes, that's a possibility, right? Another solid punt.
Yep.
And that's going to be fielded.
Solid field, too.
And let's see who this is. The Pumas stand with it. And that's going to be Garcia. He has a wall on the left side. And he is out at the 40-yard line. How about the punter of the Pumas returning the ball?
That's a 35-yard. Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
it's
Garcia.
A 35-yard return, but he actually ran about 90.
Yes.
Look at that. And that. You're right. It's the punter, it's the returner. How many times you see that?
Not often.
2A schools, that's about it.
There you go. That is very true.
Wow.
5:44 remaining in regulation in this contest.
Jeremiah Garcia, Casa Grande.
Yes.
Cougars?
The Cougars, the defending 4A champions.
Yeah. QB's playing at NAU now. He was a heck of a QB.
Yes, he was. And Jake Barrow, the head coach of Casa Grande last year, flew up to Cal Davis today, this afternoon.
Oh, did he?
Because Angel Flores and team are playing at Cal Davis. So, yeah.
Nice.
That's a great thing, seeing these coaches follow their players.
Right.
And if you're the Pumas right now, you want to keep it on the ground, chew up as much clock as possible. Looks like there might have been some motion, and we will hear a whistle, and we'll see a flag. Kind of like lightning and thunder. You hear the thunder, and you see the lightning.
And isn't it how long it takes to hear the thunder
yes.
is how far away it is?
Correct.
Learn that in Poltergeist, right?
That's right. So it'll still be first down, 1st and 15.
weird the things you think about up here.
Yes, indeed.
But it's fun watching football on a Saturday night, watching these guys get the chance to play college ball and then maybe move on, get their education paid for.
Yes, indeed.
There's no place I'd rather be than up here.
So the Pumas with the ball on their own 33. Cunningham on the handoff, and that is going to get the 5 yards back. And I believe that was Stuber, Makai Stuber on the carry.
Yep, solid run by Stuber. Holding on to the ball, you can see
Former
both hands
Dobson
there,
Mustang.
Right. Now you got 34 coming out there, playing a little running back. Pedro Velasquez.
24, I believe that is.
Is it 24?
24, yep. Jaden Abdullah.
Oh, quarterback underneath center. Old Power Eye. Not Power Eye, Off Eye.
Yes, Abdallah is going to be brought down. Palacios along with, let's see who that was, who also got in on the tackle. Curtis Rondo, linebacker from Towson.
Little old-fashioned off-eye formation. Centennial made a living on that thing back in early 2000s. They dusted off the playbook and put it in. Papago put it in for late in the ball game.
4.5 minutes and counting. And without a play clock, definitely tough for the quarterbacks to gauge when they need to snap it. This will be a pass, but he is being chased. He's got speed, but he's going to be brought down. He loses the ball for a minute, keeps it, heaves it downfield, and that is caught. Wow. That is a serious play. Fantastic. That catch is made by Cam Gilliam. This is a heck of a play here, Coach.
Yeah.
Rolls
I'll tell
around.
you what.
Should be sacked right there. Stayed on his feet, loses the ball, and has the presence of mind to fire it downfield, and it is caught by Gilliam.
If Jaden Cunningham is of age, if he's 21, he needs to go to the casino tonight and lay some money down, because that's about as lucky as you can get on multiple times. Put it all on black.
3:25 remaining. Cunningham under center. Maybe this is his thing now.
It's the off eye.
And there's the handoff that's going to get stopped for about a yard.
Good sportsmanship over there by number 93.
Dylan Brown.
Yep. They're slowing the game down.
Under 3 minutes now.
Taking as much time in between snaps of the football. Classy act by Papago and their coaching staff.
Cunningham under center, another handoff, and that will go for about 3 yards.
I think that's all you're going to see the rest of the offensive series. Is that off
Handoff,
eye to the
yep.
tight end side and just run an ISO.
That's all you need. Marcos Madrid on the carry.
Then again, if they don't get the first down here, you're going to have to decide if you want to punt it or kick the field goal.
Okay. Oh, 27-0, yeah.
2 minutes and counting. As you said, they will take as much time as possible.
You can see on the sideline the old coordinator and Strother's talking to each other about when to run the play, and they're both looking at the clock.
Yep. I think I'm more entertained by anybody. Number 75, Colt McCracken, that offensive lineman, backpedaling into the huddle. And the Pumas are going to call a timeout with 97 seconds remaining on the clock. They're up 27-0, and we'll take a timeout with them. We'll come back with the last minute, 37 seconds. This is the HJCAC.
Get off the bench.
Welcome back to Dobson High School here in Mesa, Arizona. This is the home of the Papago Pumas, who have the 27-0 lead over the Maricopa Mustangs with a minute 37 remaining on the clock. So we see Jaden Cunningham. There's that bad snap. It was not Jaden Cunningham. And will we see a scoop and score here by the Maricopa Mustangs? Andrew Palacios trying to take it to the house, but he is dragged down by the Papago Puma defense. Wow, that was just when you think you could run out the clock, perhaps you get a little bit too cute.
Papago showed up in that three-man set.
Snap
three
over
three
Abdullah.
back, yeah, the big wall of China, I used to call it, in the backfield. Then you got the QB over the quarterback's head, and then it almost gave up a score. Sometimes you outsmart yourself, you know what I mean?
Absolutely. Now that Puma defense has to come up big because you know they want a shutout. You're playing as if this is it. So it'll be 1st and 10, 1st and goal on the 10. Lazenby and crew essentially getting one last shot.
Got a little life. They want to put that rock into the end zone.
And get off that goose egg.
Yep.
Jaden Thompson is back in the backfield with him.
Go home on a high note for Maricopa.
Lazenby's handoff. And Thompson is hit hard. 2nd down. I believe it'll be timeout Maricopa.
Yeah, they're going to use their timeouts. They're going to try to get the ball in the end zone before it's all said and done tonight.
27-0, the Pumas with the lead. Not sure how many timeouts they have left. Not sure if they have just one left or if they still have 2 more. But what we do know is this is going to be this is a series. This isn't, no one's kneeling the ball right now. The Pumas want to keep the Mustangs out of the end zone as bad as Maricopa wants to get in.
And it's also 4-down territory.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're not going to try a field goal. You know, that's not something that's not a possibility. So they've got 4 plays to get this 1st down. Or really to score.
Mm-hmm.
They're inside the 10-yard line.
Definitely want to thank everybody who's been part of this broadcast. Just everybody really just pushed through it tonight. Lightning, thunder, heavy rains have wreaked havoc. But in the end, we're able to bring you the Pumas and the Mustangs. This is what it's all about. It's about highlighting these young men trying to get to the next level.
Exactly.
Lazenby from Utah. Snap. He's going to try to rush his way into the end zone, and he is going to get in. Touchdown for the Mustangs. Credit Lazenby, Cody Lazenby with the touchdown.
6'4", 220. He put that ball down, and he knew he was going to run it. I thought he had a pretty good shot. He's going to be hard to stop.
He is. They could only rush him, but so many times, and this time he was able to break clean, untouched into the end zone, and the shutout is over.
They're going to kick it, the extra point. They're counting, make sure they got enough. They do.
J.J. Anderson needs one more.
Oh, they don't.
He was really great to speak with midweek. He explained that he's kind of the captain out there in a situation like this. And in this case, hey, who better to have out there than Javon Thompson? And the kick is going to be good. 27th, and now we see a flag. Couple flags all over the field, and I'm going to say, fellas, you got to stop this.
Yeah.
You really need to.
Yeah, there's no place in the game for this. And it's just completely unnecessary.
Now we see head coach Doug Madowski telling Brian Dominguez to get back there. We're seeing Javon Thompson with his helmet off. That's the last thing you want to do, young man, is have your helmet off in any potential skirmish.
Yeah.
Both coaches are out there, and now obviously we see the head coach coming out there, and Strother is letting Gregory Rodriguez out of Coolidge. Now, hey, you know what? You got to keep your head cool. There we see the Zebras right there trying to figure it all out. Props to the referees in this game as well. They've had their work cut out from trying to track numbers, who's done what.
You got unsportsmanlike
on the defense on
Yep.
Papago. Ejection.
That ejected, and that's exactly what you don't want, because he's out next week. Wonder what number it was.
Just squeaked over.
It looks right there.
We're seeing flags immediately.
I think it was 8.
Jerron Harden, if that is who it's on. Number 8 is Harden.
We'll see if he goes back out there.
And in the grand scheme of things, if you're a player, yeah, you want to hold your own and all of that sort of stuff. Think about this. You got ejected in a 27-7 game with a minute left.
With a minute left, and you can't play in the next game.
Is it the next half or the next game?
I think it's the next game.
Is it the next game? Okay, interesting.
Unless that's different than what it used to be back when you had Glendale and
the community
Scottsdale
colleges,
and
sure.
Mesa and all that. But it was the next game, not just the half game. It's just completely
That's right. Usually
unnecessary.
targeting is the half, but
Right.
yes,
Right.
ejection is the full game usually. I'll tell you, the quote-unquote league office has a lot to straighten out this week.
Yep.
And so J.J. Dickerson will kick off from the 50. And he boots it. He boots it into the end zone. And I'm going to say for everyone's sake, that's probably the best move. You want to see an onside kick sometime, but all that means is some more bodies colliding and potentially some more an injury possibility and the scrum. Yeah.
You don't need multiple bodies in the bottom of the pile. That's where bad things happen.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I agree with you. And I was wrong. It wasn't 8 that got into it or got thrown out because 8 was out there on that play.
Okay.
So I don't want to go into the broadcast.
Sure, it was somebody.
Kid. So you got 1:08 left.
Mm-hmm.
Papago's coming out. Are they going to run a play or are they going to take a knee?
I would say take the knee.
I would. The smart thing to do is take a knee. No one gets hurt. They're running victory formation. It does look like that.
Mm-hmm. And they need another player, I think. And now they do have 11.
Yeah, they're running victory. I think they're running victory.
Under center is Cunningham. Okay. And, yeah, he is. Well, he's going to hand the ball off. And that's Wilson. And he is going to be tripped up, but he stays on his feet, still fighting.
They ran double split end, but off eye again. Quarterback underneath Swinner, just a handoff.
50 seconds remaining. And now I believe this will be the final play of the game, and this probably should be a play in which a knee is taken.
This looks like they were finally in victory. Everyone's bunched together. You got all 11 there.
Final play of the game as it's counting 15-14 and then some. And this is going to be the end of the game. And great to see some of these players shaking hands. Obviously, that's not going to be the case for everybody. But when you see the two teams come together, it's official. The final score, the Papago Pumas defeat the Maricopa Mustangs by a score of 27-7. And it looks like we are going to have the official handshake line at the 50, and that's good. The referees are walking off.
Coaches are leading the front of it.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely, as they should.
Right.
And they're making sure that all their guys, we've got our eye on Coach Strother. He's making sure they're in a line, and they will walk as we see, indeed, Coach Madowski shaking hands. Final score, the Papago Pumas 27, the Maricopa Rams 7. This was a long night, kind of. It was a game that featured a scoop and score for a touchdown, a long touchdown run, a quarterback touchdown run, long TD pass. And we saw the the Mustangs get into the end zone with essentially a little bit over a minute remaining. Lightning and rain all over the place, but the two teams, they stuck it out. And I tell you, guys who really stuck it out, we had Greg Jones, we had Bill Brasso stick it out, we had Joey stick it out. It was guys pushed through it to get this broadcast up and running. Mother Nature wasn't so kind as we started about 40 minutes late. Thanks to Bill Godsill, the head coach of the Dobson Mustangs. Mother Nature, be nice. Don't wet up our equipment. Don't delay the broadcast if you can. But in the end, we got it going. 27-7 is your final. Special thanks, and not even special thanks, regular thanks to Kelly Epley. He's my guy who breaks it all down. My name is Brett Quintine saying good night from Dobson High School here in Maricopa, in Mesa, Arizona, in Maricopa County. 27-7 is your final.